A very good morning, class. So today we are going to start with a new lesson of our Maths 2 syllabus. So please listen to the introduction very carefully. Here we begin. A manufacturing company wants to predict the demand for its product for the next year to make a production plan. An investor wants to know the fluctuations in the share prices so that he can decide if he should purchase or sell certain number of shares. Such kind of situations involve a variable that changes with time. A variable observed over a period of time is called as a time series. Analysis of time series is useful in understanding the patterns of changes in the variable over time. So, very good morning, class. Today, we are going to start with another chapter of our Maths 2 syllabus of Commerce section. That is chapter number 4, Time Series. So, what exactly is a time series? So, as you saw, class, I told you there are many situations in which a variable is involved with changes with time. It can be anything, as we saw, a company who is predicting the demand for its product, or an investor who wants to know the fluctuations in share prices, and so on. So, according to the definition of time series is a sequence of observations which is made on a variable at regular time intervals over a specified period of time. Now, let us see what is exactly or applications of time series. Now, analysis of time series cannot be based arbitrarily or on irregular data. The data has to be the record has to be maintained over a period of time. You cannot pick any irregular data and calculate time series on that basis. So analysis of time series data requires maintaining records of values of the variable over time. Some examples from day-to-day life may give a better idea of time series. Now these examples can be, as you see, monthly, quarterly, or yearly production of an industrial product. Yearly gross domestic product of a country. It can be monthly sales in a departmental store. Weekly prices of vegetables. It can be daily closing prices of a share at a stock exchange. It can be hourly temperature of a city recorded by the meteorological department. So as you can see the figure on the right hand side, this is how a time series, one of the method of time series is freehand curve or graphical method, which helps us to analyze the data over a period of time. So I hope up till now you have understood the concept of time series, at least the meaning part. Now let's see what are the uses of time series, what are the applications of time series in our day-to-day life. The main objective of time series analysis is to understand, interpret, and assess chronological changes in values of a variable in the past so that reliable predictions can be made about its future values. So basically for a time series, it is based on two important things, that is past and future. It is useful for studying the past behavior of a variable. It is useful for forecasting, matlab predicting the future behavior of a variable. And it is useful in evaluating the performance and making a comparative study. In short, if I have to give you an example, consider the government may be interested in predicting the population growth in near future for planning its welfare schemes. तो अगर गवर्नमेंट को कोई वेलफेयर स्कीम्स निकालनी है, so it can use the time series in order to predict the population growth. Not exact number, but yes, to come at an average, at an estimate कि कितने से बढ़ेगा. Another example may include agricultural ministry may be interested in predicting the annual crop yield before declaring the minimum support price of agricultural produce. Or an industrialist may be interested in predicting the weekly demand for his product for making the production schedule. So in some way we can use the topic, the concept of time series. So basically तीन चीजें involved है. You can study the past behavior. On the basis of that, today you can predict the future behavior of the variable and then evaluate the performance and then make a comparative study. That is what is the use of time series is. Now moving forward with the next topic, components of time series. Now let's see what are the components of a time series. Now, if you paid attention class, in the previous slide you saw I represented a graph in front of you. So take an example. I have taken an example from your textbook itself. Now this particular example shows production of a commodity during the years 2001 to 2008. 8 साल का डेटा दिया गया है एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्शन कंपनी का, ठीक है. And on basis of this, they have plotted a graph, as you can see. 2001 से लेकर 2008 तक का ग्राफ प्लॉट किया गया है. All right. The above graph shows a downward trend. Now in economics, you may have studied demand curve and supply curve. Demand curve slopes downwards from left to right and supply curve slopes in an upward direction. Now, a graphical representation of time series data shows continuous changes in its value over a period of time. आपको दिख रहा है during the year 2001 to 2002 कितना drastic change आया है ग्राफ में. Whereas if you see the difference between the year 2002 से 2003 hardly बहुत हल्का सा difference आया है. The same it is from 2003 to 2004. But if I ask you in the year 2006 to 2007, again you can see बहुत drastic fluctuations है. Similarly, in the year 2007 to 2008, very small change can be noticed in the graph of the particular company. Now, a close look of the graph reveals that fluctuations totally arbitrary नहीं है. मतलब part of these fluctuations has got a steady behavior. And this can be related to time. So what I'm trying to tell you class is this particular graph has got various type of fluctuations. और ये fluctuations हम दो type में divide कर सकते हैं. इस graph के two type के parts हो सकते हैं. A, systematic part. B, non-systematic part. Now what do you mean by systematic part? This part is the systematic part of the time series. मतलब जो आप टाइम के साथ रिलेट कर सकते हो. All right, that particular part of the graph is called as systematic part, and the remaining part which cannot be related to the time is called as non-systematic part. This systematic part has got three different types of parts in it, which we'll be studying under the concept of time series. And the non-systematic part में there's a single part which we'll be seeing. So this time series का graph can be divided into two parts. So let's have a look. Systematic part में कौन-कौन सी चीजें include की गई हैं. So under the topic systematic part, there are three types of fluctuations which can be studied with the help of time series का trend. That is number one, secular trend represented by T, seasonal changes represented by S, and cyclical fluctuations represented by C. Non-systematic part includes irregular variations. Please excuse me for the spelling mistake, which is by mistakenly typed A over here. So let's see these types one by one. So every time series has got some or the other types of these components in that. Of course, only the systematic component of time series are useful in forecasting the future values. So let's see all the parts one by one. Starting with the first type of fluctuations which can be seen in the graph of the time series is secular trend. Now, what do you mean by secular trend? Secular trend means nothing but long-term pattern. It can be either continuously increasing or continuously decreasing, or it can remain stagnant. That is, या तो वो पॉजिटिव हो सकता है या तो वो नेगेटिव हो सकता है, or it can remain constant. So that is the meaning of secular trend. Now, when I say secular trend, let us see what example it can be. So consider this particular example which is given in your textbook. It can be continuous increasing या continuous decreasing. Now, for example, consider the population of a country. Now, population of a country cannot decrease एकदम से नहीं गिरेगा, है ना? It will keep on increasing. But at what rate, at what level it will increase, that is the thing which we can study with the help of time series. अब जैसे the example given in your textbook is, the following table shows annual sales of a departmental store. Correct? Now, departmental stores like D-Mart, Big Bazaar, in these particular stores, the sales will not drop gradually because groceries, जो अपने day-to-day life के हिस्सा है, food, that तो continuously the public will be buying, है ना? So, all such type of things are included in secular trend. तो जैसे आपके टेक्स्ट में एग्जाम्पल दिया है, अगेन फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ 8 years they have given you the data. When I plotted this data graphically, I can see that the graph is fluctuating. ठीक है ना? Ups and downs है graph में, but if I tell me the direction, whether it is going in an upward direction, that is positive slope है, या whether it is going in the downward direction, negative slope है, तो you can फटाक से tell me that it is sloping in an upward direction. So I can say that the time series shows an upward trend in the long run. 8 saal is a long period, correct? So in this way, we can see that the graph is having a positive slope. Another example which I showed you in the start was regarding to the production of a commodity. Again, a period of 8 years is given with fluctuations, but if you look at the graph, you will tell me that it is downward sloping, yeah, negative graph hai. So this is one kind of systematic trend, systematic part, which you can see in the time series wala pattern. That is called as secular trend. Moving forward with the next part, that is seasonal variation. अभी नाम में ही meaning है seasonal. That means depends upon the season. एक साल में there are different type of seasons जो हमें देखने को मिलते हैं. So all these type of changes have got a similar pattern which are repeated from year to year. हर साल एक particular type में, हर महीने में या हर 3 महीने में या हर 6 महीने में, you will notice this trend which is similar. Now, for example, during winters, demand for warm clothes, woolen clothes बढ़ जाते हैं, sweaters, mufflers, all this increases. In case of summer season, cotton clothes, demand for cold drinks, ice creams, travels, tourism increases, correct? During rainy season, the demand for umbrellas, raincoats, etc. rises. So these are all showing similar pattern which are repeated from year to year. So again, if I want to see this particular thing with the help of a graph, I can plot it like this. Now, as you can see, the following table shows quarterly sales of woolen garments in 4 consecutive years. So उन्होंने आपको 4 साल का data दिया है, which is divided into 4 different quarters. So as you can see, graph has been plotted and there are many fluctuations involved. So we can see with the help of this कि यहाँ पे second quarter में the sales are relatively less, but in the fourth quarter automatically you can see maximum 41, 37, 44 and maximum it has gone up to 58. So there is a drastic rise in the fourth quarter. So this is another type of fluctuations which we can study in time series. Moving on to the next part. The next part is cyclical fluctuations. Now, what do you mean by cyclical fluctuation? It is nothing but the ups and downs in an economy which affects the working of the business activities within that economy. इकोनॉमिकल टर्म्स में इसको हम बोलते हैं बिजनेस साइकिल और ट्रेड साइकिल. You must have heard of these topics: the Great Depression of 1932, the recession crisis of 2008, which happened in America, which affected all over the world. Global type का ये हुआ था. So that all is covered under business cycle or trade cycle. So if I want to plot it graphically, you can see like this. एक economy goes from these 4 cycles. एक economy को इन 4 cycles से गुजरना पड़ता है, like we human beings. In our lives also we have good times, bad times. Sometimes we are sad, sometimes we are depressed, sometimes we feel very lonely. Similarly, the economy goes through the cycle. The सबसे first period is of prosperity, जब economy अपने बोलते ना शिखर पर होती है. It is booming, it is rising, बहुत अच्छा माहौल रहता है. Suddenly a time comes recession. धीरे धीरे लोगों को जॉब से निकाल दिया जाता है, चीजें महंगी होने लगती हैं. Then the country goes into depression state. Then after some time, धीरे धीरे it starts recovering. Again it comes back to the prosperity stage. And this goes on and goes on, sometimes ups and sometimes down. So these are the 3 different types of fluctuations which can be seen in a particular time series trade. The B part, that is the component of time series, is the non-systematic part. In that, there is one type of fluctuation which is called as irregular variation. So आपको नाम से ही पता लग गया होगा, irregular variations means they are not regular, कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकते हैं, unpredictable. So these are unexpected changes or fluctuations caused by unforeseen events in a shorter period of time, which can include natural calamities like floods, earthquakes, etc. Yeah, political events like strikes or lockouts, or international event जिससे हम भी गुजर रहे हैं. The current event like एक war हो सकता है, और pandemics or epidemics like this corona which has happened, which has globally affected the entire world. So all these comes under irregular variations. So these are the 4 important components of time series. Now, in order to solve the sum, estimation of the trends of time series, जो भी हमने पीछे ये 4 trends देखे, secular trend, cyclical, seasonal, irregular, in order to measure all these things, in your syllabus, we will be solving 3 different types of methods, जिससे we'll be able to, analyze the past behavior of the variable, and we can forecast the future behavior of the variable. So सबसे पहला method is the freehand curve or graphical method, which you have already seen in the previous slides. So as you saw, मैंने आपको explain करने के लिए हर एक example में I picked up a graph, a graph having 2 axes, x and y, जिसमें we'll be plotting the points on x and y axis, and then we'll be drawing a curve, which will not be exact. It will be on the basis of freehand. Okay. So this method is very flexible because ये freehand drawing करना है, points को plot करना है. But you cannot say that this is the very exact method because each person will do it differently. So it is flexible, but it is not the best method to find out the time series or study the nature or behavior of a variable. The second method is method of moving averages, and in your syllabus there are 3 types of averages which we'll be studying, that is 3 yearly, 4 yearly and 5 yearly averages. Now this I won't explain you all now. When we'll be doing the sums, that time you will understand how this pattern is solved. The third method is method of least squares method. This is again the very best method out of the 3, because as you have seen when we had studied linear regression. So linear regression is nothing but it involves 2 variables like y is equal to mx plus c. So such kind of linear equations we'll be taking, wherein line equation का जो line है, that equation will be picking up and we'll be solving the answer. So out of these three methods, the third one is considered to be the best method. So theoretically, I won't explain you all. When we'll be doing the sums, that time you'll be able to understand how they are useful in estimating the trends, all the four which we saw just now. Now, examples of moving averages, अगर मैं आपको बोलूं practical example. So now take the very current situation of COVID-19. So there's a website you must know, Worldometer. Now in Worldometer, if you type it on the Google, you will see the cases of corona every day in India and all over the world. You can automatically come to know kitne cases hai, kitne deaths hai, everything you can come to know. So this is a live example wherein you can see the moving averages. तो आपको दिख रहा है नीचे daily cases, 3-day moving average, 7-day moving average. So on the basis of 3 day का average, किस हिसाब से cases बढ़ रहे हैं, you can see on the graph like this. So as you can see in 3-day moving average, the fluctuations is more. अगर मैं 3-day average लूं. In the same graph, if you see 7-day moving averages, you can see more stability. The fluctuations are less. So in this way, in your syllabus, they have given 3 different types of averages that we'll be covering. That is 3 yearly. Now this is as per days because यहाँ पे yearly तो हो नहीं सकता. So we'll be considering yearly basis पे and they have taken on a daily basis. This is cases per day. Similarly, if you want to see daily new cases, daily deaths, you can see the graph of 7-day moving average. Then this is how you can see the fluctuations and the freehand graphical method ka drawing. Such curves can be seen. So that is examples of moving averages. So as I told you, there are 3 different types of methods. So once again, a quick review, we'll see what are the different types of methods of estimation of trends which are involved in time series. So that is freehand curve or graphical method, method of moving averages, 3 yearly, 4 yearly and 5 yearly, and method of least squares, the third one, which is considered to be the best method out of the 3. So I hope class you are clear with the introduction कि हम time series किस लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं, what is the use of it, what benefit do we get and how it is practically applied in our day-to-day life. So in the next session class, we'll be starting with exercise 4.1 and we'll be solving the sums which are based on the first method, that is the freehand curve or graphical method के ऊपर we'll be solving the sums. So please listen to this video carefully and try to understand the concept of time series class, because if you're clear with the concepts, then only you'll be able to understand the sums that we'll be solving on it. So I stop here for today class and thank you so much for listening to me. Stay tuned, keep watching. If any doubt, please let me know in the comments section. So I stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening to me.